Hi, I'm Dr. Langley. I wear a lot of hats. I'm a family doctor. I'm also a lactation consultant, and I've been a La Leche League leader for a while. And I just had my fifth baby. He's 2 months old now, and I wanted to talk today about the third of my going through the basics, similar to in La Leche League meetings, but doing anything I can to raise education about breastfeeding, especially for any new moms out there, or any pregnant moms, which is the perfect time to learn about breastfeeding. So this is kind of the third course. There's also a series of other videos if you want to look through those, addressing common issues, common concerns, and more specific issues and concerns, especially if you're going back to work. I've worked through having 5 babies, so I've done that. I've pumped a whole lot. So anything that I can do to help, just let me know. Write in some comments if I don't address your concerns, and I'll try to do a video on that too. But there are just common issues that come up after having a baby, even if everything goes perfectly. I mean, things like engorgement. Your milk coming in is an uncomfortable time of having a lot of swelling in your breasts and trying to find that balance between getting enough milk out to baby so that you're comfortable, but not getting too much milk out so that you're telling your body that you need more milk than you actually do. That puts you at risk for mastitis, for producing too much milk that you're not using, you're not going through, even though it's popular to have that stash in the freezer of all the breast milk just in case. It can be dangerous for you. Mastitis is when you get an infection in your milk, in your breasts, from a buildup of milk being there. Sometimes you can just get that milk out and then it resolves, but sometimes if it goes on for long enough, you feel so crummy, so achy, so feverish, and you've got a hard spot in your breasts, and sometimes it needs antibiotics. So that's something that I like to recommend my patients avoid at all, if at all possible. And then there's after you've gotten past the engorgement stage, you've got baby latching pretty well, there's still the concern about supply, especially if you're going back to work like I have, being able to express enough milk and find the time to do that so that your body knows to continue making milk, while also having to do your job or whatever you're spending your time during the day. Or if you're with baby all day, there's definitely times when it's uncomfortable if baby takes a long nap. Or on the other hand, if baby's cluster feeding and you're having those panicked thoughts of you're not making enough, you don't have enough milk, just know that you have constant supply of milk being made in your breast. So even if baby's fussy, if it feels like your breasts are empty, they're not. Your breasts are making milk, and in fact, they're making it faster at that time than any other time. It's when your breasts are most empty, are most drained, that your breasts will kick in and say, hey, yeah, I need to make a lot more milk. So that's actually the most efficient way, the most effective way to increase your supply is to be keeping them empty as much as possible. Even though if you pump or feed, you won't get that much out at a time. That's how you'll tell your body for the future, for the next few days, hey, I need more milk. And then, no doubt, your baby will go through a growth spurt. Just when you think that you have things pretty under control, you've got a good supply, now baby will go through a growth spurt and make you feel like you're starting all over again. And that's okay. That's what all moms are feeling. And it's a common feeling that it seems like you can never really get ahead. You just keep rolling with whatever baby throws at you, and it's okay. That's what moms before you for generations and generations have done, and you can do it too. And then you get into starting solids, and maybe around the same time teething. And that a lot of moms are very scared of teething, and I found that babies tend to respond pretty well to 1 or 2 incidents of saying no. If baby starts to, luckily, first of all, baby can't really bite with all of their teeth as long as they're nursing. So when a baby is nursing, their tongue is actually sticking out over their lower teeth so that they only have their upper teeth. And sometimes, I mean, even those teeth can have sharp edges that are pressing into the breast, and that can cause discomfort and even damage to your breasts. So you can actually take a nail file and file down just a little bit baby's sharp edges of those teeth so that they're not pressing into your breasts. And that'll be just enough to take that edge off, literally. And then as far as baby being able to bite with all of their teeth, upper and lower, you're going to feel that. It's not going to feel like normal nursing. Baby's going to be nursing, and then something will be different, and it will change, and it won't feel like nursing anymore. And that's when you can Stick your finger in the corner of baby's mouth and stop that nursing session, break the suction so that you don't get bitten. But baby can still hurt a lot, not usually cause much damage to the breast, but hurt a lot just pressing the breast between those upper teeth and the tongue. And that usually happens in every breastfeeding relationship if it goes on for long enough. And it's going to be okay. And when that happens, you break the suction, you're usually in tears, and then after you say no firmly to your baby is usually in tears. You put baby down, you walk away, you show that this is really not acceptable. This is the earliest discipline that baby will get, the earliest lesson of things you cannot do in this relationship, which is important. I mean, for future setting boundaries and future healthy relationships, demonstrating a good healthy relationship is important in breastfeeding. So put baby down, 10 to 15 minutes later, you can try nursing again. And usually baby is pretty upset by then. You're pretty upset by then. Everyone is crying. And that happens maybe 2, maybe 3 times, and baby really gets the idea that this is not okay. That baby's learning how to use these new teeth and what these teeth mean, and this is important for them to learn. So don't feel bad that you have to have this stop in breastfeeding. It's only for a couple times, and baby will learn. But there are sometimes, if you didn't hear this before the first time it happened, maybe baby thinks it's funny, definitely post on, go to local breastfeeding groups, get ideas from other moms, because it's so important to hear from other breastfeeding dyads of how they were able to manage these kinds of problems. Other things that happen no matter what is you start getting your period back again. That can impact your breastfeeding relationship. It can make your breast more tender. It can make your milk taste a little different to baby. And being able to get through those times usually just is a matter of patience. And baby will get the hang of it and things will be all right. But again, that can be something that it's good to hear about other parents, other moms' relationships with their babies and how they got through that. And then a lot of moms get pregnant while they're breastfeeding. How does that work? And what if you want to do extended breastfeeding into toddler years and young childhood? That's a healthy and normal thing to do that's recommended by the World Health Organization, to breastfeed for at least 2 years if possible. There's a lot of obstacles in our culture that get in the way of meeting breastfeeding goals. But hopefully just thinking about these issues before you start breastfeeding or as you're breastfeeding can make things a little bit easier. And of course, everyone weans. At some point, I promise, your child will not go to college breastfeeding. Guarantee it. So how does that happen? What does that look like? It depends a lot on the age of baby and whether you're pregnant, what else you have going on in your life. These are all things that it's hard to address completely in a video, but I just wanted to lay those out as even when everything goes perfectly with your breastfeeding relationship, these are issues that you're going to have to get past, and that's okay. You're a strong and capable woman, and you can do this. Please seek out local help as well as educational videos like this as much as possible, if possible when pregnant, so that you can have an idea of what to expect. You can have heard these phrases, heard these solutions, even if they don't make complete sense to you right away. The more you talk to other parents, the more they will start to click. And then if you have any specific questions or concerns that you want answers with, I highly recommend La Leche League groups, other breastfeeding support groups, Breastfeeding USA, and in the time of COVID, there's a lot of online groups that are meeting. So private Zoom meetings that you can join, get the password to, and get in-person help with these kinds of issues, as well as things like lactation consultants. I know there's some areas of the country that's not as popular, not as much of an option. But you can do this, and hopefully just having this little discussion helps a little bit. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch my other breastfeeding videos, there's more right here, and please subscribe to this channel as well so you can be notified when we have new videos posted. Thank you.